and quickly put it in the
Then
right
we'll
place.
run server
Don't
dot
miss
bat.
it. Boom.
Now once
Done.
it's run,
Okay,
you'll see
now
this
let's
pop
go.
up over here. Failed to load
6.
properties from file.
Okay,
Failed
6
to
plus
load
these
EULA.
lines. So we're
You
gonna
need
have
to
to use
agree to
this
the
and
EULA
then
in order to run the server. So I'll press any key
eat
to
all of
continue,
it.
and I'll open up the
Now my house is actually
EULA.txt,
good.
and where it
It's
says
just
false, I'll
a
change
block.
it to true.
Yeah, standard
Save
items.
and close. Then we have the server.
Okay.
So I'll press any key to continue, and I'll open up the EULA.txt, and where it says false, I'll change it to true. Save and close. Then we have server.properties over here, where we can go ahead and edit information on our
Now
server.
I'm gonna have to
Of course,
probably.
if you've ever set up a server before, you're
Actually, I'm
used
gonna
to
have
this.
to start farming
Otherwise, if you don't know
sugarcane
what
as
this
well.
is,
I
I'd
didn't think of
recommend
that.
reading through each option so
So
you
I'm
know
gonna quickly
what
make
to
my
do.
farm.
When it
It's gonna
comes to
be
server ports,
probably
unless you're
right
running more
here.
than
Yep.
one server on your current
Oh, I don't make a
PC
hole,
or
but
network, then
that's
I'd
pretty
recommend
bad. I
leaving
should've
this
done
at
that.
25565.
The
But
stone
just
one, I guess
remember
it's
what you
good.
have it set to here, because we'll need to
I
port
think I make
forward
it
it
like
later
this.
for people outside of our
Go
home
like
connection
that.
to connect to
Boom.
the
Yep.
server. After you've changed everything to be what
I
you
have a bow. I didn't realize. I didn't never make one. Okay, so that's where my farm is gonna be at.
want, we can go ahead and save
So
it
that's
with
gonna be
Control
4x4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now mine all this. Place in the water.
Close it,
And there we go.
and double-click
Just need to get more
run.bat
water.
once again.
So
This
it's
time the
like
server will
balanced,
actually start, and will generate a
I'm
bunch
probably
of
gonna
new
have to make
files.
a fishing rod
As
because
you can
that's like
see,
pretty much the
default game
easiest
type
way.
survival, server started on 25565, and we're generating the spawn area. So from this
Okay.
point, once it finishes
Even
loading,
it
we'll be
out.
able to connect on our local PC and
Yes,
only
just
our
to
local
even it out
PC.
again.
So I'll start up Minecraft, hit play next to latest snapshot,
I'll
go
don't
across
place
to
a torch.
multiplayer,
Like
proceed,
this.
add a server,
Then now it has to be
I'll
evened
name
out.
it
I
whatever,
think.
and the server address will either be
And now I'm gonna have a
localhost,
farm.
one word,
Finally.
or it will be
And I'm gonna plant those seeds right
127.0.0.1.
now.
I have my server set up, but I need to port forward it. So that way you can.
I need some more sugarcane.
Okay.
I really need it. Can you even plant sugarcane?
Yes. It takes a while to grow.
Ah.
A really long while. Like I had a server with that 14 server with
Yep.
Fry Guy, and it took like I think like 5 Minecraft.
I'm gonna infer that it took pretty long.
Yeah, it takes really long.
Alright. It's kind of worth it after all, isn't it? So that's the pretty tricky part. I guess I'm gonna do something like this and then. It has to be water, doesn't it? Yes, I'm gonna have to break this.
I got my server running. I got my
This
server.
is to connect to your own PC.
Now
Run
let
any
me just
commands.
finish
What
setting
I
up
need
my
to do
farm.
first is head across
It's
to
not
the
automatic,
actual
I know.
server itself, and I'll be
So my
typing
goal for
in
this video kind of
CCNO, my own
didn't
username,
work.
enter.
I didn't finish my ravine at all in a few hours. At least have my like starters base done, pretty much. I kind of want to plant it, but I don't know if I can.
Yes.
No. I'm running 2 seeds right now. Oh, that's 1.
And now I'm a server operator. So,
Yeet.
as soon as I do that,
I need
I'm
to
able
get
to
one more
change my
seed.
game mode, etc,
Actually,
etc.
2 more
Now, of course,
seeds.
the server is pretty much set up to work. However,
Yeah, 2 more
nobody else
seeds.
can join your server other than your own PC. How do we solve that? Well, first of all, we need to allow the server through our local firewall to allow people on our network to connect. And then if you want
That's
your friends to
1.
join from other networks and other to do is type in save-all.
Okay, that's 2. Perfect. I'm gonna plop this here and put the sugarcane. It doesn't want to go on anything for some reason. Why not? They just put it. Really? That's all. This might have like
Save everything, then we'll type in
this type
stop,
of farm.
hit
Actually,
enter,
that's
server will save
interesting.
once again, and we can hit enter and
The
it
sugarcane
closes
cane is gonna
entirely.
go.
So of course, to
Okay,
start
can
up your
go
server
here,
again,
right?
we'll
No.
simply double click on
I guess I'm gonna have to get
However, let's get into port
more
forwarding
seeds.
and allowing it through your
I'm gonna
firewall.
expand my
So
farm.
simply hit start and type in firewall. Of course, if you're using an
1.
antivirus, you won't do this method.
That's 2. And that is 3. Pretty fast, actually.
You'll do it there instead. But
I'm
I'll
gonna
go
end this
ahead and open up
video
Windows
after
Defender
playing all those
Firewall.
seeds. I'm playing my
As you can see,
sugarcane.
it says it's being managed by my antivirus.
Now let's
However,
have a
if you don't
sugarcane
see that
farm
warning
here,
there,
I guess. Can place it. Why can't I place it?
then great. Head across to advanced settings. You can close out
Why
a window
can't I place
when a
it?
new one pops up. So from here, on the top
That's
left-hand
odd.
side, we'll head to inbound rules, new rule.
I
We'll
could place it
select
right
port,
now, but not
next.
anymore. Strange.
Settings, you can close out of the
Sugarcane
window
is really
when a
weird.
new one pops up.
That's a place
So
like
from here,
behind a
on the top
water
left-hand
source or
side, we'll head to
something.
inbound rules,
Like right here,
new rule.
maybe?
We'll select port,
Oh. So that makes sense. So I'm just gonna have to make like a little
next.
river.
TCP specific
Right
local
beside
port
it.
25565,
So sugarcane farm is gonna be here. So like 3 blocks wide.
which is the same one as our server port listed in
Right.
the server
Now plant the
properties file.
sugarcane as soon as we get those water sources.
Allow the connection, next.
Also didn't
Make sure
plant my
everything's
seeds,
ticked,
did I?
next, and
3
we'll give it a
more
name.
again.
I'll call it Minecraft. Enter, and we're done with that. New rule once again, port, next, UDP.
That's 1. Still 1. Actually, that's 3 already. Okay.
25565.
This is such a hard thing to make a farm and like not like try not to expend it at the same time.
Next, allow, check the 3.
Right now
next,
you have a full
name,
farm. Now I just need to get some water.
and we're done. Then we'll head across to outbound rules, new rule, 65, next, allow.
This has been a
check the 3,
really good
next,
first
name,
episode, actually. Like, not the
and we're
best
done.
that
Then
we
we'll
could have
head
done,
across to outbound rules,
but it's pretty awesome. Sad thing is that we're
New
really
rule,
far away from each
port.
other, I think. Like, thousands upon thousands
Next.
of blocks. And that's not good. We should
TCP
probably make some sort of
25565.
redstone contraption. Like a huge minecart rail. Like a station, you know?
Next, allow the connection.
But the
Next.
thing is, we've got to know where we live and like how to get to each other so we can actually build it. And
3
that's
ticked,
the hard part.
next, and we'll name it Minecraft.
And we should have not like
New
gone
rule
that
once
far.
again,
It
port,
was a bad
next,
decision, I think.
UDP,
Okay, so my farm is done right now. I just need
paste
to
in
finish cooking my
25565.
food. Okay, I'm gonna place this. No. Damn it.
5,
Get
allow the
those.
connection, next,
And place
all 3
those in
check,
here.
next, Minecraft,
We should start cooking.
enter. Now we're done allowing it through our Windows
Since I have
firewall.
sugarcane, I
Of
wish I
course,
could
if you
eat
have
it.
an
Can you
antivirus
actually?
managing
I'm
it,
not sure.
then you'll need to go ahead and whitelist
We're gonna have
those
some
ports
sort of
there.
a lot
Then
of
the
food
next
because we
part
have a
is port
farm.
forwarding,
I
and
want to
this
make
is
some
by far the
fences
trickiest
just
part
because
of the
I just
tutorial.
want to.
If you've done it before, great. If you haven't, then
now
you'll
let's
have to
make
go
those
ahead and
fences.
research your
So
router
I
in
decorate
order
my
to
farm
learn
a
how to
little.
do
You know,
this.
it's a
However,
bit
today I'm
boring
going
as
to
of
show
right
you a
now.
very simple example with a
I'm
sample
trying to make
router that I've
the
created.
like
Note
that type
this
of
isn't
open
actually
fence,
functional.
whatever you call
This is
that. I
just
think
a
it's 2
demonstration.
sticks
So what we need to do
and
is simply where it says
blocks
external
inside.
port,
Oh
we'll
yes,
type in
that's the gate. There we go.
25565, and if it's asking for a range, we'll enter it in both of these
So
places.
this has to be evened out. Let me get this dirt, I guess. Da. Okay. Nah, not really.
I'm almost done the thing.
Da, слышу. Okay, so I don't know where to like make the entrance correct. I'm gonna do it here. Those fences. Start placing them over this. And then I'm gonna place some torches as well. Because you can't go without torches. And then so let's start by making more fences. Da, ito. So now I have 6 more. 3. It has to be a little extended. No, it has to be even more extended.
And
Okay, I'm gonna go sleep in the game, obviously. So, thank you, every single one of you, for watching. If you did watch it to the end, it's gonna take a while to edit and for it to come out. So, yeah.
and I'll type in IP
To wrap it off,
config.
to tell you
Then
what I did, what I
We'll
achieved,
go ahead and look
I
for
got
how
a
we're
full
connected to
set
the internet,
of
which
iron lots
currently
of
for me
times,
is
right?
depending on
I
what it's
still have the same
asking for.
armor.
You may just have to
I
type
got
in the
too much
last few
torches on
digits.
me. I
If we'd like
might
people to
make
join
a
it from other
skeleton or a
networks, such
spider
as
XP farm.
as
I made a
private,
farm, as
rejoin
you
my
can
server
tell, which
once
is not
it's
done
finished
yet.
preparing the
But
spawn area and
thank you
starting
so
up.
much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.
And there we have it. We're back. And that's it. That's
Okay,
how
as I was saying, I'll see you in the next episode. But first, I have to get rid of this guy that doesn't let me sleep. Just let me sleep, come on. I didn't have to come to all this, you know? I swear to God, how much more are there here? I'm getting tired. I thank you for watching, and I have to be right back. And I have to leave. Just. And boom.
Hey, Gemma.
Be right back.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the break. Do you want a server that you can give out to everybody in Edu?
There we go, that's pretty much it. Alright, that, but it's also easy to remember something that's a common word. But for this example, I'm going to be using like a server name, and then since it's free, it has to have something at the end of it. So like this long time ago, I'll show you how you can create. So the first thing that you want to do once you get to this website is click on subdomains on the left side. You just want to fill in all your information. Alright, so after activating through your email, log back in on this site and then click on registry to your left. So after that, there's going to be a huge list of domains to go at the end of your server name. So let's say I'm going to do tutorial craft, so you can choose any of these, preferably something short because players will be typing this in, so it might get annoying if they have to type in something like chickenkiller.com. So for example, if I chose us.to, it'd be tutorialcraft.us.to. So something like that, and there's plenty that you can choose from. It's all up to you. The list goes on. Pretty much whatever you want to examples, I already chose it, and then thankfully it already has, and like this is pretty much where Mindplex would go, but I'm gonna type in tutorialcraft, and you can leave the domain as it is because we already chose it, and then thankfully it already has your IP there, so you don't have to type in anything. I'm gonna have to do this little thing right here. Here, so there we go, and then click on save. So there we go, that's pretty much it. Alright, so now this is the IP that you can give to your friends, random players on forums. You know, just when you advertise, you can use this instead of using numbers, which is really important. Like I said, don't want to give out your IP address to random strangers. To test this out, let's go into Minecraft. I'll show you guys how it works. So add server, spice up the name a bit. Now let's type in the IP address that we can now use, which is tutorialcraft.us.to. And this is assuming that you guys like have port forwarded to your server. If you haven't, you have to do that first. Fortunately for you guys, if
The other day I was farming potatoes by hand when a man visited my island and asked, "Why? Didn't you already win the potato war?" But no, the potato wars never ended. To understand how things ended up like this, we've got to go back to November. When I dethroned Squid Kid and became the #1 potato farmer in Skyblock, I went to his island and laughed at him for half an hour. Then my co-op members showed up, and we all started laughing at him. It was not a good day for Squid Kid. He updated it. And then I left. Squid warned me that he wasn't giving up on rank #1, but I didn't care, so I uploaded the Great Potato War. But in the days after that, I did nothing. I'd spent so long working to become #1. Now that I had done it, I didn't feel anything at all. I had no idea what to do with myself. I mean, the video did alright, but not nearly enough to justify the time I had spent on it. And after I uploaded it, so many people started using potato minions that the price of potatoes dropped 30% in the auction house. My plans to become rich had failed both in-game and in real life, but at least I had my potato rank. But when I visited Squid Kid's island 3 days later, what I found shocked me. He had 23 minion slots. Now, when I made the Great Potato War, some people criticized me for violating Sun Tzu's most basic tenet. Whatever you do, don't reveal all your techniques in a YouTube video. You fool. You moron. But my belief that the Potato War was already over hadn't been baseless. Between my 3 extra minion slots, most of Squid's minions not being max level, and the price of catalysts skyrocketing due to needing the same materials as a new quest, Squid Kid would need almost 100 million coins to catch up. And I knew for a fact he was broke. I decided to do some investigative journalism. I'd seen a new sign on Squid's Island advertising his new guild. So I did what any normal person would do and bought another alt account, and then I infiltrated the guild. But what I found confirmed my worst fears. People were helping Squid Kid. I'd cyberbullied Squid too hard. People had seen the video, felt bad, and gone to his island to hand him the spare items he needed to make more slots, or in some cases just pay him millions of coins, all with the express purpose of defeating Technoblade once and for all. Now, I can't complain about other people getting free stuff, but watching tens of millions get given to my arch nemesis by my own viewers, it was a bro moment. In a week, he had a farm even stronger than my own. My worst fears had been realized. Squid was catching up. If I wanted to remain #1, I had to act fast. Once more, I consulted the wisdom of ancient times. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. I couldn't let Squid learn of my plan, so I boarded up the Potato Dome. I hired goons and swore them to secrecy. I knew Squid would be monitoring my actions, so I started an SMP series to throw him off the trail. And like that, I began my plan. I knew there was only one way to defeat Squid once and for all, by building a farm so powerful it reached the theoretical potato limit. And to do that, I would have to do something no solo player had ever done before. Unlock the 24th minion slot. It wasn't going to be easy. Fortunately, I'd already reached 100 million coins by selling potatoes before prices had fallen. I paid my goons to start gathering the resources we needed, whether that was by purchasing directly from NPCs or scouring the auction house 24/7. In the meantime, I headed to the Spider's Den, where I fought Tier 4 Tarantula bosses until I reached Spider Slayer 5, unlocking the Tarantula minion, which gave several new minion crafts. Progress was steady, but we soon encountered an obstacle. Enchanted mutton. It was such a useless item that even if you had the money to pay for it, nobody was selling it on the auction house. I had to go on a manhunt to find someone who was actually using sheep minions so I could trade for it directly. This guy says he has some enchanted button for me. Wait, you're not pulling a Foogle, are you? You wanted some enchanted sugar cane, so that's the approximate equivalent in value. Pleasure doing business with you, Foogle. I partially forgive you for your past crimes. Alright, it took 3 days and over 80 million coins, but we finally got all the materials we need to craft. Just look at this. It's beautiful. It's so organized. These are enough to make 50 unique crafts, and then we'll have 24 minion slots. So we're just gonna speed up the craft in here. We did it, boys! The 24th minion was up, and my farm was now producing 1,067,000 potatoes per day. I now had the maximum number of minions, but if I wanted to make the greatest possible potato farm, there was still one upgrade I needed to get. An upgrade even dumber than all the past upgrades combined. Unfortunately, the website I used to stock Squid Kid's auction bids revealed that he was already working on it. I had no other choice. I once said that the most useless item in the game is a minion expander, but that was before I learned about the flycatcher. The flycatcher is an upgrade which increased minion speed by 10%, 5% more than the minion expanders I was currently using. Oh, but Technoblade, that sounds great. Wrong. You would not believe how difficult it is to make a flycatcher. First you need a fly swatter, which drops from less than 1% of high-level tarantula bosses, and then you need over 10 million coins worth of tarantula silk. To give you guys a quick visual of how many materials we're gonna need some of this, a little bit of this too, some of this, some of that, some of these, and a little bit of that. And if we combine all of that together, we can make one flycatcher. I need 24 of these. It was a daunting task, but I knew we had to start immediately. I'd been stalking Squid Kid's Twitter, so I knew he was a college student, and it was late November. Exam season, Squid Kid would be at his weakest. We had to get as many flycatchers as we could before winter break. I once more gathered my goons and ordered them to acquire the needed materials. My main problem was money. I still had a few tens of millions of coins left over, but if I wanted 24 flycatchers, that wasn't even close to enough. Fortunately, the Potato Dome was making over 3 million coins per day, not including the cost of buying catalyst, which was not an issue for me. Remember when I flexed on all of you with my chest full of catalysts? Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I was holding back. One of the things I did to raise money was grind candy during spooky festivals, which is how I unlocked this skeleton horse pet, which was a huge flex back in November, and now nobody cares at all. But the important thing about this skeleton horse pet is that there's actually a bug that most people don't know about. The skeleton horse can trample crops on other people's islands. Just kidding. I'd never do something like that, because I'm a good person. It turns out it's really easy to glitch through doors, so the people visiting my island formed an orderly queue to wait their turn to break into the dome. This community is the worst. Getting tarantula silk was taking weeks, but getting the fly swatters was actually quite easy. Sure, it's an incredibly rare boss drop, but the thing is it's only useful for making flycatchers, an item which literally only 2 people on the server were going for, which is how my alt account ended up in a bidding war with Squid Kid. Why did he sent me a party invite? Now he's in the guild chat, pomme de terre. And I've been kicked. The people breaking into the dome have now started a potato cult. I don't know how to feel about this. It ended up taking 5 weeks of constant grinding, but on Christmas Eve, we finally had 24 flycatchers. This was largely thanks to this man who used his expert business skills to outsource the work to dozens of Skyblock tryhards, ultimately contributing 3,000 stacks of tarantula webs, for which I paid over 100 million coins. We'd finally done it. We'd created the strongest possible potato farm, producing 1,129,000 potatoes per day. Unfortunately, Squid's army wasn't slacking off either, and 2 weeks later he too had the strongest theoretical potato farm. Now the only way for him to catch up would be to farm potatoes by hand, and he had already started. I spent 10 hours constructing a gigantic potato farm covering over 21,000 blocks. For the next part of my plan, I went to Pigacle. Yeah, this is mine now.
You just rob it and sell it.
I'll just be taking this. Oh, this is good. I've been pretty broke recently. If you're wondering why I borrowed one of the strongest weapons in the game, it's because the Reaper Scythe has an ability that's crucial for farming potatoes. Now that I had it, I could finally... My farm is finally complete, and it only takes 85 minutes to replant. I made an AFK machine on my island so planted potatoes would keep growing even when I wasn't online. For a few days in January, there was a bug affecting a lot of farming minions. Potato minions were only making 33% the potatoes they were supposed to. Like any normal person, I immediately asked myself, how can I use this information to destroy my enemies? Hey Squid, notice anything about your minions lately? Yeah? I farmed potatoes for so long that I began to question my sanity. I knew it was bad when one time, after finishing planting potatoes, I took a nap. And when I woke up, I had no idea how long I'd been asleep. But when I checked my farm, I instantly knew, these potatoes have been growing for 3.5 hours. Shut up, I don't have a problem. Overall, Squid ended up farming over 1 million potatoes by hand. In that same time, I farmed over 5 million. I had to replant this entire field 19 times. Every day I monitored Squid's live streams on Twitch to the point where I amassed 9,000 channel points. I made sure to farm potatoes whenever he was live to demoralize him.
Is he really planting potatoes too? We're gonna go check. This dude has a mental illness.
As time went on, you could begin to hear the hope draining from his voice.
I just can't believe how much he's farming. We need Minecraft Mondays to come back.
At this point, I was pretty confident in winning the potato war, but the problem is I had no idea how large my lead was. I can see my own potato count and what rank I am, but Squid has disabled the API setting that allows other people to see exactly how many potatoes he's at. Little does he know I have spent the last 4 months meticulously updating a spreadsheet of our potato counts, which I did by crawling through his farm and timing each of his minions with the stopwatch every day to calculate his exact potato output. Based on the math, I should be about 22 million potatoes ahead, which would take over 200 hours of farming by hand to catch up. At that point, I thought the potato war was truly over. But everything changed with the pet update. The first change is that flycatchers got buffed to plus 20%, instantly increasing my potato farm's yield to 1,231,000 potatoes per day. Of course, the main part of the pet update was the pets themselves. I immediately started looking for a pet that would help me win the war. Unfortunately, none of the pets seemed geared towards potato farming. The best option I could find was the rabbit pet, which gave a small boost to your farming experience. A higher farming level gives you a small chance to get extra potatoes when you farm them by hand, so I figured the rabbit pet would probably help me farm potatoes, maybe 1% faster.
It could be epic at worst, but we want legendary, please.
It turned out rabbit pets had a secret third ability that only legendary variants had, which increased the speed of farming minions by up to 30%. And Squid had no idea it existed! I had to level up my rabbit as fast as possible. Since pet experience is based on skill experience, I decided to grind alchemy. You see, alchemy is the rich man's skill, alright? If you have the money to burn on expensive ingredients, you can level up insanely quickly. And this was almost 2 months after I'd finished spending all my money on flycatchers. I had money to burn. I spent so many hours brewing potions that I ended up ranked 4 globally in alchemy. You want to know what level my rabbit is today? 96. It's not even max. This experience requirement is ridiculous. And in this time, Squid was fishing to level up his epic squid pet. It wasn't until 4 days after the update that he learned about the legendary rabbit and got one of his own. But it was too late. His pet sucks. It's level like 65 or something. Thanks to the rabbit pet, I encountered 1,586,000 potatoes per day. It's difficult to calculate exactly what my potato lead is right now because the rabbit pet only works when you're
Yes,
on
I'm
farm,
back.
but the pet
Hello,
update
my child.
definitely pushed it to at least 25
Oh, yeah,
million.
yeah,
Since
yeah,
the
my
war
bad.
began, I have
Join
farmed
my-
158
give me the IP, brother.
million potatoes, which in
This
hot
was so
potato books
exciting,
is
wasn't
over
it?
I didn't suggest,
6,000. I ain't
Discord
losing
server.
this spot.
There.
One last thing
Alright.
I'd like to mention, while I was
Just give me a
stalking
second.
Squid on my
I have to
own,
check my
the
DMs
entire
'cause I have a
lobby
lot.
was just piling on him in the chat. They were just
okay.
hating on him. You see, after the first Potato War video, Squid got 40,000 subscribers in the YouTube rank, and ever since then he's been getting hate because, oh my god, he just got YouTube rank because of Technoblade, it's all luck, he sucks. I'd just like to take a moment to defend Squid Kid and say it's not all luck.
You have to
I
be
mean,
in a
luck was
snapshot. You have to
obviously
be
a
in the
big
snapshot.
factor, nobody's denying that, but the thing is,
what snapshot,
most
though?
opportunities are created by luck. It takes skill to
okay,
grasp
hold
those
on.
So no-
opportunities and turn it into
Hey, you gotta
success.
go,
The original Potato War
go
to the
video would have
Minecraft
been
launcher,
so much
and
less
you gotta
fun
go
to
if
the
Squid wasn't
snapshot.
#1 and it was just some random
Snapshot?
boring guy. Now I talked to
It's
Squid
almost
afterwards. He's just, well, he doesn't care at
Installations.
all, but I care. All right.
It's
So if you see Squid in the lobby,
V20W10A.
say
Between the, I don't have that.
W10A.
Yeah, I don't have that. Wait. Yeah, I don't have
No, it
latest
has to be there.
snapshot.